Hi, this is Don Gale, and I'm primarily a nature and landscape photographer by profession, but I've had a studio for about 30 years. So today I wanted to show you a little behind-the-scenes look at one of the location portraits that we shot a couple weeks ago. I was on the road for Tamron. They're doing a road series of workshops all over the country, and we were back in Milwaukee, Madison, Wisconsin area. And we were actually in a hotel conference room taking pictures, and this is the end result of what we came up with. I want to show you kind of a behind-the-scenes look at how we set up the lights and everything. This is a picture of Claudia, who was actually working at the hotel at the front desk, and we just kind of recruited her spur of the moment to be our model for the day. So we lucked out. We got somebody who was photogenic and cooperative, so always makes things easier. She's actually standing, and let me just show you the situation that resulted in this image. We were just in a hotel conference room with the fluorescent lights on, standing in front of a large screen, and I had my camera set up there on a tripod with Claudia standing. She's about 10 feet away from that wall, and we had 3 lights set up there. We had a couple of easy boxes set up, and then just a small regular on-camera flash behind her. And this shows you a little more of what the situation was like. This picture was actually taken by Jeff Allen, one of the Tamron tech reps, and he was synchronized with my flashes, so he was able to take the shot, fire my remote flashes, and let you see what's going on. The lights are all just METS 58 on-camera flash units that are just powered by 4 AA batteries. Very portable, low power. Actually pretty high output, but lightweight, and we're using their Skyport system to fire them wirelessly. So I have my transmitter on the camera and a receiver on each of the 3 flash units there, so it's pretty slick. You can turn them off and on individually, and I'm just using the flash units on a manual power setting. So I had the larger easy box off to Claudia's right, which was the camera left, as the main light, and then we had that second easy box, which is up there in the upper right hand corner, as the kick light, and it was covered with a red gel. And we were actually shooting live, so I had my camera hooked into a projector so we could show the audience the picture as it came out of the camera, and they could also see all the shutter speed, aperture information, and more importantly here we could see the histogram. So we could check to make sure that the highlights weren't blown out. We could confirm that the shadows still had information in them. So it was a really great way to demonstrate lighting techniques. And there you can see we've got the aperture at f8 and a shutter speed of a 2/50th, which when your ISO is at 100, which is what I believe it was here, that's completely choking out all the ambient light in the room. So there's no ambient light being recorded, only the flash. So it works out perfect, and this is one of the close-up shots with just an extremely tight crop, and you can see how dramatic that looks. I mean, you'd think that was in the studio, looking at the lighting pattern. You can just see a hint of that red softbox coming in there from the right. And what I didn't like, let me go back to that one again, I wasn't crazy about the deep shadows on that shadow side of her face. We weren't using any kind of a reflector or a fill light. So I used, Nik Software has a program out called Silver Efex Pro, and it lets you pick any number of preset templates for black and white conversions. And they have one in there called an antique plate, which, look what that did. I didn't make any changes. It just pulled all kinds of shadow detail under that dark eye. As you're looking at the screen on our right-hand side, it pulled a lot of information out of that and just made it look like an old-fashioned photo. It added some grain, added a little bit of contrast, and I think it looks even stronger cropped in tight like this, where you can really appreciate the grain effect. Pretty amazing, and that just literally took me probably opening the file up into the Silver Efex Pro and choosing just kind of skimming through the options there, maybe 20 seconds, hit the button. It came pretty much right out of the box, looks about like this. Here's the final shot, which is the real way you should shoot something like this. I just had her look a little more toward the main light there, so we eliminated that problem of deep shadow under the eye. And increase the intensity of that red softbox. So we picked up some real nice red coming back on her shadow side of her hair there and a little bit of her face. And you can see it also spilled over onto the background just a little bit. That background's about 10 feet away. And we had a third light back there, if you remember seeing that before. Just a little on-camera flash that was unmodified. It was just aimed right straight back at her back there, just to add a little bit more separation. It's not really all that visible. Primarily we're seeing here just the two indication of the two lights, just the big softbox, which is just barely out of the frame on the left, and then that big red softbox there on the right. And here's the end result. This is absolutely amazing. This is with another one of the Nik filters. Nik Software has some amazing plugins for Photoshop, and this one is called Glamour Glow, which is part of their Silver Effects. I'm sorry, it's not Silver Effects. It's part of their Color Effects series. And you just drag the file in there. Let me just go back and show you again what that looked like. There's the shot. This is right out of the camera. No retouching, nothing. So she doesn't really need all that much. I mean, she's got good skin, good features, and with this soft light, it didn't create any inherent problems. But look what happens when we just add this little bit of a Glamour Glow filter to that. Man, I mean, that takes the perceived value up several notches. And it's amazingly easy. I think that's one of the things I like best about the Nik filters is how easy they are. Well, I hope you enjoyed that behind-the-scenes look at shooting portraits indoors, and we'll see you next time.